Hi kids, it's Teacher Teacher here. How are you today, boys and girls? I'm so excited, I want you to know, to be a part of Dixon's Gallery and Garden Space Out Family Night. Yes, I'm so glad to be here. So I have a very special story that I'd like to read for you today that has a little bit to do with the moon. And this is called Max and the Tag-Along Moon. And the author of this book is Floyd Cooper. Yes, all right, let's see what happens. What is this about the moon? I wonder if the moon is going to be something that's in space. It is something that's in space, that's right. So let's read. One night, as Max was leaving Grandpa's house, he reached up to give Grandpa a big hug goodbye. In the sky behind Grandpa appeared a big, fine moon. Look, Grandpa, the moon. That old moon will always shine for you on and on. Grandpa and Max gazed quietly at the big moon together as it embraced them in soft yellow light. It's a beautiful moon, isn't it? I wonder what phase is that? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Max smiled at the moon and Grandpa, then climbed into the car. Bye-bye, Grandpa. Bye-bye, moon. As the car pulled away, Max kept his eyes on Grandpa until he disappeared from sight, and all he saw was the moon. Max kept his eyes on that moon, waiting for it to disappear too. Do you think it disappeared? Let's see. The long ride home was swervy, curvy, this way and that, all the way, and the moon seemed to tag along. Look at there. Max giggled as he watched the beautiful bright orb flicker through the passing trees, trailing behind the car as it traveled home, this way and that, playing peekaboo. Oh, look at it going through the trees. Up a hill, down a hill, the moon was ever there. Over a bridge, around a curve, the moon bounced along. It seems like it's following them, huh? Around a tree, past a field of sleeping cows, the moon stayed quietly with Max. Look at there. Through a small town with roundabout streets, Max gazed as the moon kept up. How is that moon following them? At the mouth of a tunnel and out the other end, Max smiled when he saw the moon there waiting. Oh, yeah. Dark clouds tumbled across the night sky. The stars and nightingales all faded away. What's happening to the moon? Oh, it's getting hidden by the clouds, isn't it? Max searched the darkness and wondered, where is the moon? Grandpa said it would always shine for me. Oh, he's a little sad about that, isn't he? Finally home, Max took one last look up at the empty night sky. I guess that old moon couldn't shine for me all the way home. He's still looking for it, isn't he? Upstairs in bed, the room was dark. Max felt alone. He missed Grandpa. He missed that tag-alone moon. Oh. Then slowly, very slowly, Max's bedroom began to fill with a soft yellow glow. The clouds faded away and the moon peeked through. Oh, yeah. Max gazed up at the magic ball of light and thought about what Grandpa said. That old moon will always shine for me, on and on. Max knew then that whenever he saw the moon, he would think of Grandpa on and on. And he slept soundly, embraced in soft yellow light. Oh, wow. That's a pretty cool story about Max and the tag-along moon, isn't it? I think the moon was always following them because the moon is way up in the sky, and no matter where we move, the moon is always there, right? That's right. Well, I have a very special program to do for you, Silly Science. I want you to join me today, okay? as we talk about, can you guess? Absolutely right, the moon. All right, I'll see you in just a second. Hi kids, it's Teacher Teacher here. Let's talk silly science. Today, boys and girls, we're going to talk about the moon. Yes, absolutely. That big bright thing that shines way up in the sky when it's nighttime. That's right. So what shines in the daytime? The sun. You're very, very right. So did you know that in space where the moon hangs out, yes, there are, it's very, very cold and it's very, very dark. So therefore, astronauts have to wear their space suits and their space helmets. And did you also know that they sort of float around up in space? Oh, did you also know that Neil Armstrong was the very first astronaut who set foot on the moon? Way back a long time ago. The USA's NASA Apollo 11 mission in 1969 was the first manned moon landing. That's right. I want you to also know that the moon orbits around the sun. It does. It orbits around the sun in about 28 days, 28 days. And that's almost a whole month for the moon to go all the way through its phases. So there are phases of the moon. Now, I'm just going to show you a few phases of the moon, but there's other phases too that you can learn about. But these are probably the phases we see and we recognize the most when we're looking up at the moon. I have here when the moon is just dark and really, really dark and the sky is dark and it looks like there's no moon up there, then that's the new moon. That's the phase that's just starting a whole new moon. Then you have a crescent moon, and that's when see how the sun starts coming and the shadows start moving away. Then there's a a half moon. And you see that shadows keeps going away and there's more light. And then you have the full moon where it's a big bright moon that follows you along everywhere. Absolutely. Now, I want you to do something for me. Parents, you might want to go to our PBS Learning Media website and find out more information, more activities, more worksheets, all about the moon. These worksheets are wonderful, I'm telling you. But if you go there and just search and put in that search about the moon, you're going to find some wonderful stuff there, okay? I also want you to just play a little game with your kids, just to make them identify what kind of activities happen during the daytime and during the nighttime when the moon is out. Like you can come up with 10 questions. Like one of the questions could be, when do you go to sleep? That could be a trick question because some people may sleep in the day, others might sleep at night according to when you have to work. When do you go to school? Normally, we would go to school during the day, right? So this is just a simple activity. You can do this on just a piece of paper. You can color the sun or color the moon, or you can print them out on your computer and just play that game with your kids so they identify when the sun is out and when the moon is out. So remember this great big universe we live in, and remember the phases of the moon. So until next time, Teacher Teacher says bye-bye.